here, that's a coming grab,
there it is.
that setup.
That setup.
I got hit there, and then it's gonna be a level up. What's the mix-up after that?
Front. He's dead.
Done.
There's dead, and then there's Helen. He's dead. Oh. His defense is still on point. And that's it.
Attack and the can make MBD your Come to Papa champion.
Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to Esports in 30. I'm Marissa Roberto, filling in for FGC King. I guess I'm filling in for Brody, and Brody's filling in for Drewface. So, because of that, I feel like Brody Moore needs to give us his best Drewface.
Can I do? I don't know if I can do the energy.
You 100 can. Let's go.
Oh, come on, baby! All day! Yeah! I love Daigo! Is that good?
That was surprisingly accurate.
Nice to get some tats and we're all good.
I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy about this.
Okay, cool.
Like one more, one.
I probably can't do it as well as him, so I'll just be me for the rest of the day. But we've got an absolutely loaded lineup. We have Temple Storm's own Alex Myers Skyping in to chat about the Street Fighter V tournament at the Northwest Majors. We also have Smash Ultimate commentator Meez in studio to break down the oddly named event, Come to Papa 3.
Come to Papa. I love that. I'm just going to start saying that all the time except come to Mama. Let's not waste any more time then. Before we welcome Alex Myers, let's check out the highlights from Northwest Majors 11.
Chill, baby.
Waiting for the coming grab. He might lose the match.
Yeah, this is G's favorite thing in the world is the comeback.
Oh my.
The disrespect.
That's good.
He's dead. He's definitely dead. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Yo, point at him. Light him up.
Activate. That's close.
Oh, nice whiff punish there on the button. Big damage, still going.
So what is the mix-up? We can actually still win that. It's actually insane.
Oh, he fell out. That's a mix-up. Oh my goodness. 3? Oh. Big life lead here from Myers.
DP. Nice optimization. Oh, that's good. Try to walk back.
Okay, so it's on the fireball.
Yeah,
okay, so it's on the fireball. Big damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, was that light DP just raw dog? Let's go.
Yeah, that's a V-trigger. That's a V-trigger comeback too. Oh, nice. He confirmed.
That was beautiful. Yeah. He saw the crouch strong, wanted the crouch fierce in response. Got the hit, confirmed in the super. Beautiful. I mean, Myers is looking fantastic right now.
Oh, that was so far.
Okay. That was so Justin's got a guess. Justin's got a guess.
What's a guess though?
He went for it. Oh my goodness. Good. Oh yeah. He could do 90% with that. That's true.
Oh, 1, 2, 1.
Time is an issue. Time is an issue.
Time is an issue.
Justin's got to pop his V-trigger. Just go. Oh no, that's
that.
Oh no, the tech. That was such a good tech. Oh, Justin actually got timed out. Double using V-trigger 1. I mean, we saw Smoke use V-trigger 2 and all kinds of stuff. So
now that could go.
The wish. That's a young boy reactions right there now. So we don't have those anymore. And the delay.
Oh, that's done.
He's dead. Well, let's see. Oh,
Mika. This is a jab. Yes, he can actually sit down there, doing nothing.
Wow.
Oh, he went for a command grab.
The tick command threat. Now on tournament point.
That's a mix-up, level up. Pierce.
Punch.
Oh, he did for Pierce. Actually, it doesn't matter.
I think he's dead.
Not yet, but he has one mix-up.
Goodness.
Oh, command grab.
Wow.
That's it. Strider is our Northwest Majors 11 champion.
There you have it. Strider showed up in Seattle to take first place at the Northwest Major. To break down the event with us, we've got Temple Alex Myers joining us. What's going on?
Not much, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Why don't we just dive right into her? Let's start with 801 Strider, who was literally unbeatable in the top 8. The man went 9-0 in top 8, taking down Knuckle Doo twice and Kami once. What did he do to completely destroy everyone?
As you know, Strider's playing G. Not a lot of people know that character. Surprisingly, in top 8 earlier, Kami did beat Smug, who's another really good G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think he had the best shot to take down Strider in top 8, but for some reason, I think their styles are so different that Strider's more solid footsie kind of play style really took Kami by surprise, and everyone in top 8. He had a really clean neutral that we haven't really seen with G. We all think that G is like kind of a scumbaggy kind of character, and robs you. But he played really clean, waited his moment, and then he really made it count when he got in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people are talking, especially in this community, because there's so much guessing involved in Street Fighter V. So, I mean, does that make it even more impressive when Strider goes undefeated like this?
It does make it more impressive. I feel like the characters he played against didn't really force him to guess too much, or they didn't really get in. Like, Dude played his Mika that he won Capcom Cup with. He's been revisiting Mika, but he couldn't get in to start those kind of command grabs that he wanted to. But Strider's neutral, his ground game, was so good. And G kind of just puts you in the corner where you have to guess so much that not a lot of people at Northwest Majors were really ready for that, and we all kind of got mopped by Strider.
Yeah. So like, I'm wondering like why aren't we seeing more Gs? Like, if you just want to break down too for anybody that may not know the character too in depth, but like from what I heard, like he's got a wild V trigger that can just turn things around. Like, why are more people not playing G if it helps in his guessing game?
I feel like a lot of people kind of took G for granted. Like, he's a new character, so they thought he wasn't that good. On paper, he didn't look too great, but as you mess with him a little bit, like you said, he have his V trigger, which is really crazy. One hit with that, you're in the corner, you're guessing. 2 guesses and you're pretty much dead. To be fair, like, or to be honest, I don't really know why not a lot of people don't play G. I'm trying to play G now, like after I started here, I'm like, oh wow, okay. I think G's a really good character, and Strider, he sat down with G while everyone was telling him G's not good.
Yeah.
And now, he stuck with it, and he's reaping the rewards.
Look at that! It's like a rise to power story.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me no, don't do this.
Now he's 4th in the world rankings. It's really something else.
Yeah. Outside of the grand finals against Strider, NkleDu seemed on top of his game. How was NkleDu able to take down the likes of JWong and yourself?
Yeah, myself, I know. Dude's always been my demon, so I don't think that was too hard for him this time. I just played a little bad, but Justin, he's been training a lot for Punk's Karen, right? So Justin's kind of revisiting Karen. Karen's not the most optimal, even though it was close. I think Dude, he's just been preparing so much for Karen, who we've been seeing a lot on the CPT so far, and he just kind of cooked Justin just a little bit.
Is that why we see him like diving in between a few characters? Like he was switching between G, Mika, Gil. Like, is that why we're seeing that?
I think so. Dude tried playing, I think, Cammy against Justin in the first couple games, but Justin was kind of out-neutraling him, outplaying him, and then he picked more of a robbery character like G, and just worked out.
I want to talk about you. We've got to talk about you because, you ended up finishing 4th. That's a big deal. So how did you feel your play was overall this weekend?
I felt like I was playing really well. I was happy that a lot of the things I've been practicing for were paying off. Like a lot of the things I worked on went about the way I wanted them to. Strider, I was the closest one to taking out Strider, which was really nice. Like everyone else kind of got destroyed. I had Strider on match point. I was right there, and I got hit by that V trigger we were talking about. That just turned everything around. But I was pretty happy with my performance. It's just Strider. I got to figure out something for Strider next time. He's really on point right now. So.
Yeah. Well, with NkleDu specifically though, you've always said that he's been your kryptonite. What can you just break down why? Like, what is it that Dude does that you just can't seem to overcome? And like, are you getting close to figuring that out?
I think I am getting close to figuring it out. I feel like I was closer before because I had a good Guile training partner. Yeah. Right. And Guile got nerfed this season, right? So we had a hard time finding Guile players now, like especially on the West Coast. Nobody wants. He barely got nerfed, and just because he's not broken anymore, they're like, oh, I don't want to play Guile. It's like, dude. But I feel like I'm getting closer. I just need to play that match a little more. Hopefully more people see that Guile's still cheap and I can get that experience in.
The top 16 had a lot of character diversity. There were 16 different characters used in the top 16. So how difficult is it to play in tournaments where so many different characters are used?
It's definitely really difficult, but as part of our job as pro gamers, we really have to be ready for every matchup because you don't know who you're going to run into. There's so many good players now. I feel like the bulk of the player base is not as easy as it was before. Like there was a lot of what would you call, like pop monsters, right? Like people they just get in, they kind of get mopped, and then we move on to like the harder people towards the end of our pool. But now, say you go to like a premier or a ranking, you're guaranteed to run into a good opponent within like the second phase or third phase, really quickly. So I feel like you just have to be prepared for everyone. You have to really train really hard. There's no real shortcuts anymore.
It's a lot of matchup training.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's weird because I still feel like I hear a lot of times people saying, like especially in this scene in Street Fighter, that there are a lot of top tier enthusiasts. But it still seems like we're seeing a lot of diversity. Do you feel like the diversity is just kind of like amongst the lower ranked players, and then like the top guys are sticking to a specific meta, or are we seeing actual diversity at the top level too?
I would say what you just said was right. Like the lower ranked players are the ones that believe in their characters. Like they'll believe in like the mid tier characters or the like somewhat high tier characters. But the higher end players, we try and play top 7, top 8 characters. Those guys are really wishing to like just show that they're the best with that character, right? But they run into a bad matchup, and then like it's just the same old story. I feel like at the highest level, you need to not only play a really good character, but maybe even 2 really good characters to counter your bad matchups. So,
we'll just say it straight. They're trying to find a gimmick to beat the top guys.
They're trying to find a gimmick. Maybe they're not trying to find the gimmick. They're trying to play too solid, and they're losing a bad matchup. So
That's
I
fair.
think I commend them for their effort, but man, you gotta play the cheap stuff.
On your journey to
Gotta play the cheap stuff. Good advice.
you had to take out Seattle local Chris CCH. He's only 17 years old and played Sakura against you. So why is this character often ignored in pro level, and how did Chris make top 8 with him?
So I'm glad you brought that up. Chris is like a prodigy. He's 17. Last year he played Guile. He had a really strong Guile. That was my Guile training partner. Now he's playing Sakura. So when I played Duo, I was like, oh man, come on. But his Sakura, he put a lot of time into her last season when she was like really, really bad. Now she's like slightly better. So he's kind of reaping the rewards of her new attributes, right? But he's a really solid player. When I'm playing him, I can just tell, he's trying to play very fundamental, very straightforward. And a lot of people don't know the Sakura matchup yet, so he really took a lot of people off guard. Like he beat a lot of the old EG members, and even like a current EG member. He beat K-Brad, who's on Rise now. He beat PR Balrog, who's on Side Games, and he beat EG Chris G. So he just really mopped like a lot of the old and former EG to make top 8. So I thought that, and with Sakura, a character you don't really see, so I thought that was just really impressive. But
abuse that lack of matchup knowledge.
That's really what it was, I think. But he was also just playing really good. But as for your question, why I don't feel like we see a lot of Sakuras, is because there's characters that do what Sakura do at a higher frequency. Like there's Cammy, there's Karen. You see Karen winning a bunch of premieres lately because of Punk. And Bonchan just won a ranking out in Asia with Karen. So it's like if you want to play Sakura, you'll get top 8. You might get some upsets, but if you really want to win, I think Karen's the way to go.
Now, we kind of mentioned JWong before, but I want to bring up this too. You didn't face him, but a lot of players were still falling victim to his timeout tactics. What's the best way to counter this style, and is this something that's frowned upon?
I like how you said timeout. I love it. I just wish I was in Canada now, man. I really.
Come
I
on
love
up.
Canada. I'm not casing on you guys. I love Canada.
No, we love it.
Yeah. But Justin, he got timed out back too, which is really funny. It's funny you mentioned that. But it's not really frowned upon. I feel like anyone's gonna do what they have to do to win.
Yeah.
And when you're facing Justin Wong, he's really lame. He's gonna try and lame you out, time you out. So if you don't already have like some kind of counter strategy for that coming in, you're probably gonna get lamed out by Justin. So sorry, I don't think it's really frowned upon. It's just part of the game. And Justin, everyone knows he's just the lamest player in the FGC.
He knows it, we know it.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Yeah, like, okay, that might be fair, but he's not the lamest player when it comes to Twitter. We need to talk about JWong and these ridiculous tier lists that he's been putting out. I don't know if he's doing it just to create controversy, if he really believes in these tiers that he's putting out there. What is going on with these wild lists?
They're reaching all over the world, huh? Canada's pissed off too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Justin's my teammate with Victrix, so I can't really, I gotta.
No, I think that means you can dive in even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Justin, when I asked Justin about this, he says this is his own personal beliefs, and which makes it even crazier. So this is just Justin, but I feel like no one really got to see Justin's mind and how bad his taste is. So now
it's out there.
Everyone's getting a good taste, and man, I'm not looking forward to his Game of Thrones tier list. That's gonna.
I just love when he puts it out there, and like it's so definitive on all these topics. There is no debate. It's like, Justin, you're so wrong.
Dude, his cartoon tier list really tilted me. I
know.
You know what? Maybe I think it's this. He's just bringing us all together by being that one man to single out.
He's uniting the FGC Canada, America.
Exactly.
It's JWong.
Exactly.
Alex, sadly we are out of time today, but thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you out in the Capcom Pro Tour.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, now it's time to shift gears over to Smash Ultimate. Before we chat with Meez, let's get to these highlights from Come to Papa 3.
Oh, I thought he was going for the up air read. Not quite, though. Inhale.
He's going to up tilt. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
He goes for it.
That's a thing.
Oh my, that could have been a very bad situation if Nexus charged the smash back.
Oh
My God! He got the jump. He has no jump.
Oh my God!
Oh, the down air coming up. Purple guy. Who are you taunting on? Who are you taunting on?
Down there. Yeah, he does go for down there.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and there it is. Jesus. Tee it up. Knock it out of the park. No 0 to death. Myran, the only one to pull that off so far.
Pretty bad spot though. Ooh. Oh my goodness. 9%. He wanted to suck so bad.
He gets it! He got it! Samsora ending the set 2-1 over Myran.
Oh yeah, just stuffed out that back air from Bowser. Samsora needed that.
He gets the tomahawk! And he's not gonna do it! That's it! Oh my God. Mr. Bones! Mr. Bones wild ride!
Okay, and there's no unfortunate. Yeah, baby, that's that big Aaron Wilhite pop-off, ladies and gentlemen. Spooky. Yeah, but he did pick up the 30% off of the fair end of the grenade. Baited. All right, gonna go deep.
That was brilliant!
My God!
That was so good!
That was incredible.
Not gonna end it yet. Going deeper back here.
Oh my, we were talking about the beach bomber.
That's the last hit now. Dangerous setup that we have.
Playing so aggressively too.
Gets the follow-up. Still a moderately low percent. So Sunito still can come.
That's it! Coming out.
Yep. Back here, Sunito does it. Wait a second. Persona 2.
And this is the position that Raito was in. No arson, can coming out, taking care of Dyer at nearly 200%. Seeing it firsthand now, I'm not surprised. What Raito was talking about was this matchup. Duck Hunt being a good carry to deal with Joker.
The rainbow, keep him juggled. Oh, the grenade blew up the bomb in his hand. Oh, the shield poke. The shield damage stayed after that bomb blew up in his hands. He wants to isolate the dog, but not knock the can all the way off stage because then he can reuse it. Oh,
I didn't even know he was sticky.
No,
I didn't know.
Is that it?
is he? No, he's not able to find it. Really hot percent. Oh, wait a second. Yo! MBD reached, went for the up air first, and that opened the door for Raito to nail it.
Watch out. This one could poke him. His defense is still on point. And that's it.
Attack and the can make MBD your Come to Papa champion.
And MVD pulls off the bracket reset to become the big winner of Come to Papa 3. And to help us sift through this event, we got Smash Ultimate Commentator Meez hanging out. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys, man? So glad to be here. I watch all the time. The fact that you guys actually asked me to come here, I'm just like, oh my god.
Dude,
I have
are
to take
you
that
serious?
opportunity. I watch all the time, every time.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. First of all, thank you, and thank you for that hat.
Oh, it's
Gorgeous,
that's
just
pretty lit.
gorgeous.
I gotta rep the Raptors, even though they lost.
Yeah, but like TBD, they're getting better. So
All
they
right,
let them have one win. We can discuss it
That's
later.
a different show. Today it's about esports, so we got to start off, of course, with MVD and the Snake. We've seen a bunch of Snake players recently, a lot of success, like Ally winning as well at Pound. So what's making Snake so powerful right now in this current meta?
The thing about Snake is that he's a zoner, but he's such a different kind of zoner. Yeah. When you talk about zoners typically in fighting games, the way to beat them is to suffocate them. You want to take away their airspace, don't let them get their projectiles and all that stuff off. And you want to force them to play that boxing match with you.
Yeah, okay.
The thing about Snake is that he'll play that boxing match with you, and he's probably better than your character at it as well.
Yeah. Anytime I watch Snake, it's just like the setups are just crazy that you can do with them, and that's why I've never touched Snake, because I ain't that smart.
Yeah,
I can't.
Too big brained for me. I'm stupid. I can't play him.
No,
but,
that's not real. I just feel like everybody is like, when we watch him, it just seems so boring. Like it just like people.
Are you one of the haters?
Oh, are you a hater?
I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be a hater, but I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So,
right? People have issues with Snake.
Yeah.
Is this like indicative of the meta then? Is it getting like a lot slower overall, or is it just his character that's kind of slowing down?
The thing with the Smash Ultimate meta since the game came out a couple months ago is that every month there's been like a flavor of the month character. You know, early on it was like Pichu and Peach, then went to Wolf. Now it's Snake and Olimar. So I think that's just, it says more about the meta just changing as people figure out the game more and figure out the nuances of each characters and how they interact with each other and stuff like that. So right now Snake is up there. I can see him lasting another month or so, but I think...
Oh, really? Okay.
I still think he's going to be in that top 10. I don't see him maintaining, you know, like you said, Ally 1 Pound, MVP 1 Come to Papa. I don't think we're gonna keep seeing that.
Okay, month to month, yeah. So you think there's like, we don't need changes, it's just gonna sort itself out after time as new characters?
Yep, like I said before, beginning, Pichu was dominating.
That's true,
everyone was like, this character's busted, and then it was Peach, and then then it was Peach, and it was Wolf, and Lucina, and now it's just, Snake's just the next one on the list.
We have to talk about, okay, you want to
Sorry, I have one more question. No, I have one more question on that just in general then. Like, do you think, I mean, like, we see patch, everyone's always wanting like patches to nerf and to buff. Should they just start letting it sort out? I mean, like you look at Melee where meta keeps developing with no patches. Should they start doing that with like with Ultimate Tier? Or do you think the patches are healthy?
I think the patches are healthy, but what I would like to see is less nerfs of the top tiers and more making worse characters better. Because the thing is, you know, you can nerf Snake or you can nerf Pichu, but it's not going to make anybody want to pick up on a Robin, for example. You know what I mean? So I want to see the bad characters get buffed. I don't want to see the good characters get nerfed because I don't think anybody in this game, as of yet, is too broken.
There's no Meta Knight right now.
There's no Brawl Meta Knight. There's no Smash 4 Bayonetta. There's no Melee Fox in the game. So I'd like to see some of the worst characters just kind of get moved up a bit.
That's fair. He wants people to rise up and not bring them down.
It's because my characters all suck. And,
you're like, no, give me some buffs.
I play Piranha Plant. So
Piranha Plant is OG. I love Piranha Plant.
I love him.
Piranha Plant.
But like it's so frustrating.
Actually, I'm really bad at Smash, so like for me to say I love Piranha
Plant, like really bad.
like very bad. I'm down B, just always hoping for the best.
Oh no.
It's fine. We'll move on now because Duck Hunt. What?
Yeah, Duck Hunt is such an odd character. We saw Raito in Smash 4 also play Duck Hunt when he was a lot, and Duck Hunt was a lot worse in that game. But we saw Raito just take that character and push that character's meta. He got 7th at EVO last year, which was unheard of for a character that was considered low tier. And even though the character's a lot better in this game, it's still not a character you see anybody use. I can't think of anybody other than Raito.
Is that because it's a bad character, or is this because it's just hard to use? Like Snake's really hard too.
I think it's more because the character's harder to use. And you see a trend with Japanese players a lot where they play weirder characters, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like if you look at a top 10 or a top 8 for a Japan tournament, you'll see Pac-Man, you'll see Link, you'll see Sonic, you'll see
Why is that?
Like Mega Man. You know what it is? I think because in Japan they're not really playing for money. You know what it is over here. Top players are playing for money, obviously.
So you hit the meta. Like
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There's more incentive to use a good character, quote unquote, over here because a lot of these you want that money, you want that 5K, that 6K, or whatever the prize pool is. So, but over there, I'm pretty sure it's considered gambling.
Yes,
okay.
you're right.
So a lot of the time they're not playing for money; they're playing for like a trophy or some prizes or whatever. So there's more incentive to
just play who you want to play.
Play who you want to play, build their meta game up, see how far you could push them.
I mean, it's kind of nice because now you got like a testing zone for all these characters, right? So you guys in North America be like, all right, we're gonna play, the character that's top right now until Japan figures out some other character that's really good, right?
Exactly.
Thanks, Japan.
We saw that actually in Smash 4 where we start to see a couple Mega Mans creep up in the air because a Kameme Mega Man player in Smash 4 was so good. Came second at EVO in 2016.
Someone's like, we gotta get on
and
the
then,
train.
and everyone up here was like, ooh, Mega Man, we could maybe kind of sneak in there. So we start to see a couple Mega Mans creep up. It didn't really turn out into anything, but we saw a couple people try. It was pretty good.
Okay, we have to talk about Samsora here for a second.
Yes.
Like Samsora and Myran, a little drama with Samsora, but also like I just don't understand why he hasn't been winning as of late. Like really up there. He hasn't had a championship in a minute.
Yeah, like in Smash 4, we saw him constantly in top 8s, constantly making a couple top 4s, couple top 3s, and I'm with you. I thought with Peach being as good as she is in this game, arguably the best character in the game, I thought Samsora would be dominating.
Yeah.
But I think people just figured out the matchup. A lot of people early on realized that Peach was going to be top 3, top 4. So they grinded that matchup.
So they worked the matchup.
Exactly. Started like, you know what, if there's any matchup I got to learn, it's this one. So I think a lot of people just are starting to have Samsora's number a little bit. So
okay, well, he had someone else's number. He's all with that Olimar hate right now because I think everybody's on that Olimar hate.
Me too.
So he exactly. So he was going up against Myran. Now some people are talking that he actually threw in pools to make sure that he could face Myran, just to knock him out. Now, do you believe on this?
Let's get the tea.
So a bit of backstory.
Okay.
Come to Papa.
Needs to justify it.
So come to Papa, they had round robin pools, which is not the standard. It's usually bracket pools, and that could sometimes mess up your seeding. So there was a rumor going around that Samsora lost one of his matches to a Rob player named Rutger, I think his name was, just so he could get seeded to play Myran in top 128. I don't know if it's true.
Just to destroy him.
But, it worked out perfectly for him. Yeah. And they had an amazing set as well. So.
Now, as people that hate Olimar, is this like, are we justifying? Is this okay? Or is like any kind of potential collusion still a no-go?
Oh, God.
You're like, now you're like, this is a moral dilemma right now.
Because it's like, as a caster in the TO, I can't hate a character. Because sometimes when I'm casting Olimar, I'm just like, he'll do something cool. I'm just like, I hope you lose. But you can't show that to the audience. But
technically you could, because you're not supposed to hate the player. You could hate the game, and technically Olimar is in the game. So you can.
Yeah, rip on Olimar.
Oh, you know what? Good. Next time I see Olimar, I'm just roasting them the whole time. And your game sucked. Pikmin 3 sucked. Pikmin 1
Yo, we're going just go full in. That's good.
I love that so much. I mean, after Samsora took down Myran, he actually was eliminated by a Sonic player.
By Sunito, the Sonic player from Georgia, I think he's from.
Yeah.
That top 8 had a lot of odd picks that you wouldn't, player-wise, that you wouldn't think, We had a tournament with, Fatality, I think Hungry Box and Plup were all playing Ultimate too, and the only notable player that made top 8 was MVD, Raido, and Samsora. Then you had a bunch of guys like Tachyon from Jacksonville, a Pichu player who is an up-and-comer, but you wouldn't have expected him to make top 8. Same thing with Sunito. Vinny G, the Snake player who took MVD to 5 games, almost took him out. That top 8 had a lot of up-and-comers that you wouldn't have really expected to see.
Is this like is this a sign now that I guess this skill pool is getting deeper? It seems like Ultimate is just growing and growing and growing in popularity. Is this now people just getting big? Are we going to see a huge paradigm shift in who the top dogs are?
I do think that. Back in Smash 4, and if you remember the beginning, we had Zero winning 55.
Yeah, it was like a world record of like games
in a row. And in this game, no one player has really been dominant. MKLeo, I would say, is probably the best player in the world as of right now. But even he's been losing. He got like 7th at Pound.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he did at Frostbite, but yeah, no one's been dominant.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see that, a lot of these younger, newer players who are, just coming into their own are taking out top players. And it's really interesting to see. I'm excited to see where this game's going to go in the future.
Like, it gives me hope?
Maybe
you have no hope. Okay. But
maybe not you, but maybe I could be good one.
Okay, fine. We'll start with you, and then maybe me.
I'm kidding.
We have to talk about the newest character, Joker. Oh, yeah. Because are you expecting maybe like a breakthrough moment for this new character? Like, do you want to see him buff as well? Like, we're not going to nerf anybody. We already decided. But full on
did
buff.
a good job with him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Joker is such a really good character, really cool character. The team at the Smash Bros team did such a fantastic job of implementing all the things from Persona, from his win screen to his stage. It changes colors depending on what music you pick. It's really cool, and I think right now he's sitting in that top 15 area. I could see him going as high as top 5 because this character has an insane amount of
what are some of the tools he has then? Like get technical with it, break it down. What tools does he have right now that could make him work against some of the snakes, the Olimars?
Well, speaking of Snake and Olimar, like Joker is such a good zone breaker. He's so fast. His counter Rebellion Guard is you can hold it forever. And it could counter so many projectiles, Pikmin, grenades, C4, the Nikita missiles. He has the speed to close the gap on characters like Olimar and characters like Snake. And then when he gets his meter full and he gets Arsene out, he's basically fast to Ganondorf with the way he hits. He hits like a truck. It's really interesting to see.
You know what? Just before we go, that brings up an interesting question. Like we see all the way in Overwatch, sometimes they'll introduce characters just to break specific metas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think that would actually be a better idea, introducing characters to break metas rather than patch the characters and nerf and buff?
That's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna go that route.
I doubt it. I'm just wondering if
But it's really, that'd be really interesting if they actually do decide to do that with the 4 characters that are still coming, because I could definitely see Joker doing that. I could definitely see Olimars and Snake start to do worse just because.
That's what I'm saying. That's what got me on that
Joker, more and more people are going to start using Joker. Like I know MKLeo is going to start using Joker. He's using Joker this weekend actually.
Yeah.
All right, so we get to see him in action.
Over in Japan, he's at Umbara, I think the tournament is called, and he's been doing some pretty sick stuff with that character. So, and I know Tweak is using him now. We saw Dyer at Come to Papa come 5th place, and he showed off a lot of really cool Joker combos, a lot of really cool Joker tech. So I want to see how, not to say Dyer is bad, but how a player of MKLeo or Tweak's caliber does when they have those tools in their possession.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll have to see how this plays out. And now Brody's thinking of meeting Joker too. I can see it in his face. Meez, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been so much fun having you.
Thank you for having me, man. It's been great. It's been great. Again, I watch all the time, so just to be here in person, it's fantastic. You guys do a great job.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Listen, that's all the time we have for today in Esports in 30, but tune in tomorrow as Brody and Nick tackle week 5 of the RLCS. Until then, hit us up on our socials at Squad State, and we'll see you all tomorrow.